Hello students, welcome to my today's video tutorial on Tableau. This is a continuation of the Tableau tutorial series, and today's video is the third video in the series. In the first video I gave you a quick introduction to this business analytics and business intelligence platform Tableau. In the second video I showed you how you can import data, do some basic data preparation, create some visualizations, and finally build a simple dashboard. So the data set that we worked on in the last video had world population, GDP per capita, and GDP growth rate. Now in this video I just want to show you a different type of data set. So today's tutorial is going to be based on a Superstore data set which I downloaded from Tableau, and it has got data for a global Superstore business that has operations across many countries, and we're going to have a look quickly how the data looks like. So in this data set you can see that there are 51,291 rows. That means there are more than 50,000 order items, and it is actually formatted in a way which is convenient to analyze on Tableau, and so we don't really need to do any data preparation here, so we can directly import this data set to Tableau and start working on it. So we have got a lot of columns in this data set. So let's just quickly have a look. So we have got row ID, and then we have got order ID, then we have order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, city, state, country, postcode, market. So they've divided their market in different groups. Then they have region, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, quantity, discount, profit, and shipping cost, and order priority. So that's a lot of information. Now we'll import this data set into Tableau, and we'll probably do some high-level profit visualizations for the senior management, and have a quick glance at what's going on in different countries in terms of the profitability. So let's jump in. So I'm going to close this one and open Tableau. We're going to bring the Excel workbook. So this is the global Superstore dataset. So we're going to work on this particular spreadsheet. So this is called orders. Let's just bring it here. So you can see that the columns are identified according to the contents in those columns. So these are numbers, so that's why you can see the number sign here. These are text, so you can see the text, and these are dates, so that's why you can see date, and so on. This data set is ready. So we don't really need to do any data preparation here, so you can directly go into the first worksheet and start visualizations. So as I told you that we're gonna look at profit at a high level, we can first have a look how the profitability looks like by country. So let's just bring in country here. So it identifies the countries where we have operations. Now let's bring in the profit data here. So now you can see adjusted the bubbles according to the size of the profit or loss. So this is not a good visuals in terms of understanding which countries are making profits and which countries are not making profit. So you can see that there's another option here. Maybe that would give us a better visualization. Let's have a look. This one is actually better than the previous one. So it actually tells you with a color scheme which countries are making profit and which countries are not making profits. From this color scheme, you can see that the countries that are shaded in blue are actually making profit, and the countries that are shaded in orange, they are not actually making profit. So you can see Turkey, Nigeria, Pakistan, Argentina. These countries are not making profit. In fact, they're actually making losses. On the other hand, the blue ones, they're making profit, and the darker the color, the higher the profit. So that's how this color scheme works. And also for the losses, the darker the color, the higher the losses, and it automatically adjusts based on the values that are there in this spreadsheet and the data set. So having a look at this for maybe 5 seconds, you can actually tell which countries are doing well, and also you can tell which countries are not doing well. So to make it a better looking visualization, I would like to just change the color scheme here. So let's make it red and green. I think that represents the idea of profit and loss in a better way. So we'll keep the center at 0, but it's not necessary for the center to be at 0 always, because if you're showing pass and fail, and the pass mark is 50, so the center could be 50. So anyone above 50 is green, anyone below 50 is red. So it depends on the data set and what you're trying to show. So in this case, we can keep it at 0. So that's alright. We'll just click on OK. So now you can see we've changed the color. So darker the green, the higher the profit, and the darker the red, the higher the loss. By having a look at it, the management will understand the countries that are doing well and the countries that are not doing so well, and then they can dig deeper to understand what's exactly causing the losses. Also, dig deeper into this countries, what they're doing very well, and replicate some of those best practices across other countries where they have operations. So with that, we would like to move on to the next visualization. So in this visualization, maybe we can have a look at the profit by product category to understand whether there are some product categories that are not doing well. So let's bring the product category to the rows here, and then we can bring in the profit. Now you can see that we have 3 product categories: furniture, office supplies, and technology. So technology is making the highest profit and furniture is making the lowest profit. So maybe having a look at the subcategory will give us a better idea. So we'll bring in subcategory into rows. Now you can see actually that there's a subcategory that's not doing well. So that's tables, and it's actually making a loss, and a big loss. So we can actually sort it. Now it gives you a better view, so you can tell straight away which subcategories are doing very well. So you can see that copiers and phones are doing very well compared to other subcategories. And in office supplies, appliances subcategory is doing well, and in the furniture category, bookcases is doing well. So now you know where the problem lies, so you can actually further dig deeper to understand what's going on here. So maybe we'll bring in sales as well. So you can see that the sale amount is not actually bad, but still they're making a handsome amount of losses in this area. So maybe we can bring in cost as well, but you can see that we don't have a measure for cost, so you can actually create a calculated field. To do that, we need to click on sales and right click and go to create and select calculated field. and we have to name it cost. So that's going to be sales minus profit, and then click OK. So we've just created a new measure called cost, and that's for all the order items, and it's going to actually appear on the dataset as well. If you go back to the dataset, you can see that now you have the cost column as well, which was not there before. So which is now sales minus profit. Now let's bring in the cost as well. So this is cost, this is sales, this is profit. So maybe we'll just bring sales here. So sales, cost, and profit. So now you can see sales in the table section. Sales was $757,000, and the cost was actually $821,000, and that's why there's a loss. So what is this cost? So to understand that, we can have a look at the discount. Maybe there's discounting going on, and that's what is causing this losses. So let's have a look. So let's bring in profit here, and then and we'll bring in the category here, and we can also bring in the subcategory. Now can also maybe bring the year to see if there's a difference year on year. Order date. Alright. So this is the profit. So you can see that actually the table profit is actually declining over the years. So now we have a better view when we look at the year-on-year performance. So you can see that some of the categories are flat, some of the categories are actually increasing in terms of profit very rapidly, and some of them are kind of reaching the maturity stage, and so on. So we have now a much better view of the product category performance or the subcategory performance. So we'll keep that, and maybe we'll try to add discount as well. So we have added discount. However, we need to change it to average, because this is at the moment the total discount, but we are not interested in total discount, we are interested in average discount. So I've just changed it to average. Now you can see that in the table section, the discount offered is the highest among all subcategories. So on average, in the table section, 30%, almost 30% discount is offered, whereas in other categories, a typical discount is around 15%. Or you can say less than 20%. Now we know that heavy discounting is actually eating up our profits. So we can also add sales here. So now you can see that although sale is increasing, because of the heavy discounting, we are actually losing money here in this tables. So we need to know what's the reason behind this heavy discounting. Maybe as senior management, we can now talk to the category manager to understand what's going on here. Or maybe there's intense competition in the market, or maybe we just need to offer this discount to keep our market share or to increase our market share. We now know the problem area. Now we can actually investigate and find out. So you see, within a few minutes, we get the idea what's going on. So this is also a good visualization to keep. Whether we're going to show it on the dashboard or not, we can decide that later, but we'll keep it for now. Here on this one, we can actually add some color coding here. So for the profit, we can bring profit to color. So now you can see it has color coded the profit making ones into blue and the loss making ones into orange. We'll change the color coding to be consistent with the other one. So we'll choose red and green diverging, and also we'll keep the center checked and put the value 0, and we'll click on OK. When we did that, you can see that these ones are automatically turned into gray. We don't want to confuse this color coding with other colors, so that's why Tableau has automatically turned these ones into gray. But you can change the color coding if you want to for these ones as well. So I think on this chart we can add discount as well, because from this visualization we have found out that discounting is a big contributing factor here for the losses that the table subcategory is making. So we would like to have discount here so that the management can have a better view of what's going on in that area. So we'll remove cost and we'll add discount, and we can reorganize. So sales, and then discount, and then profit. Again, this is sum. We don't want sum, we want average discount. So we've changed that into average. Now you can see that here it's reflected that heavy discounting is going on in the table subcategory. So we don't need this chart anymore. Although it shows the year-on-year changes, we can of course go into that if we want to see the details, but from this chart you can actually tell that heavy discounting is going on in the table subcategory, and that's probably the reason why the tables subcategory is not making profit. So I think we have got two good charts here to be able to finish our dashboard. Before we start working on the dashboard, let's just give these visualizations some great titles. So profit by country, okay, so you can rename the sheet with the same name, profit by country. Alright, so this one we can rename as profit by category. Yep, by category. And this one, profit by year. Alright, because you're gonna create this dashboard for the management so that they can have a real-time view of what's going on with the business, and because this is year-on-year performance, we may not actually use this for the dashboard, but we can use these two visualizations and create a great dashboard. By having a look at these two visualizations, the management will be able to tell which area to look at to further investigate if there's any problem. So let's open the dashboard. We need to give it a size. So maximum width is 1280, that's what I want, and height 720 pixels, 40 and 360. We can now give this dashboard a good title. So global performance dashboard. Now we can bring in the visualizations one by one. We'll turn this to floating to be able to resize and reposition. We'll turn this one into floating as well. And we'll bring in the second visualization. So we have now reorganized the visualizations on the dashboard. So one last thing we would like to do on this dashboard is add the filter. So we would like to have this visualization as the filter for this one, so that whenever we actually click on a particular country, these numbers change and they show the numbers for that country alone. So for that we need to click on this. So now this becomes the filter for this visualization. So let's test it. So if you click on Australia, you can see the numbers have changed. If you click on Pakistan, you can see that the numbers have changed. Now, so you can see in Pakistan, actually the discount is 80%. So now, because you're using this as a filter, now you can see what's exactly causing the problem from this particular chart. And if you click on Turkey, again, you can have a look. They are also offering heavy discount. That might be one of the key reasons that they are losing money in almost all the subcategories. A similar way, you can actually have a look at the United States, why United States is doing well. You can see that in the United States, discounting is not that high. It's only 8%, 7%, and so on. So below 10%, and only in blinders they have a discount of 37%. They have 30% discount for machines, but other than that, their discounting is quite low. If you look at some of the other profit-making countries, for example, if you look at India, you can see that they are making profit in all of the product categories. The discounting is only 4.16% in the tables, and in other categories that's even lower. So this one is 2.5%. And so on. So you can see discounting is actually playing a big role in determining which market would be profitable and not profitable. If you click on Sweden, you can see that they are offering 70% discount in tables, and they're offering 50% for other subcategories. So discounting is a key reason behind losses. However, it might be necessary for that particular market, maybe to penetrate the market, or maybe to gain more market share. Whatever the reason is, you need to justify that reason. And if it is not justifiable, then you can actually get rid of the discounts. So you can make the decision. You can actually further investigate, and then you can take a decision what you would like to do with that particular product category that's not making profit, or maybe for the whole country operation. So we can now rename this dashboard. Dashboard. Alright, so it looks good. So now we are good to save. So we need to go to File and select Save to Tableau Public As. So this is the name we're going to use, Global Performance Dashboard, and hit Save. So it takes you to the dashboard view. That's the full view of the dashboard, and you can share this dashboard with your audience. So for example, the management of this global Superstore business, and they'll be able to go to that link, and they'll be able to interact with this dashboard and find out the details that they would like to know. So if they just have a glance, in 5 to 10 seconds they'll be able to tell you which countries are actually doing well and which countries are not doing well. So, and then they can select that particular country. So for example, if they want to know why Turkey is not doing well, they can actually click on Turkey, and then it's gonna show the values. So you can see that Turkey is also using heavy discounting. So they're offering 60% discount for all the products, and that might be one of the reasons why they're not making profit. Similarly, you can go into Sweden. You can see that Sweden is also providing heavy discount for all the products, and in tables they're providing 70% discount. If you go to Pakistan, you can see that for tables they're offering 80% discounts, and for other products they're offering 50%. So in almost all the categories they're making losses, except chairs, furnishings, and bookcases. They're making a little profit there. So again, you can see discounting is playing a key role here. So now you know you can actually create visualizations for different types of data sets. We have worked on already 2 different types of data sets. We can work on many more different types of data sets, and we can make meaningful and useful visualizations and create dashboards for the stakeholders. With that, I would like to end our today's tutorial. All the best. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you.